I rise today to talk about something that is really close to all of our hearts. We have reached a point in this country where opioid overdoses claim more than 100 lives each and every single day. Think about that for a moment. More than 100 lives every day. Mothers and fathers burying sons and daughters, or in some cases, sons and daughters burying mothers and fathers. I bring this up simply to impart the gravity of the situation, which makes our response all the more urgent. But while the situation is certainly grave, that does not mean that we should ever lose hope. As we have worked on this legislation, we will soon send to the president. We all had to go out and gain this understanding. Everybody on both sides of the aisle has spent so much time on this bill. In doing that, we have gleaned so much understanding. And that is, after all, how our republic works. That is what the People's House does. We learn from our constituents, we hear their stories, we see the suffering, and then we act. And this is a fantastic moment of people coming together to solve a problem. And I think in this process, we gain something very special. Many of us heard the stories from incredible souls who have known unspeakable loneliness and who struggle with drug addiction. And they made it through to the other side. We met family members and friends who have known the pain and the fear that accompanies loving someone wrestling with addiction. Every one of us knows somebody or is related to somebody who has gone through this. And we met those who will never again have the chance to see the ones that they loved so much. Amid the overwhelming darkness, we've gotten to see their spark, their strength. From this pain has come something more powerful: resolve. Resolve and passion to make sure that others have a safe place to turn, that this doesn't happen to their family. Witnessing this kind of strength, witnessing this kind of resilience, that's what helped produce this legislation. Through these bills, we are trying to ensure that anyone who needs help is not too isolated to receive it. We are giving our communities the resources that they need to provide stronger treatment networks and to support systems. That is where the healing happens. That is where Americans are at our best. If this legislation can save one life, bring help to one person, that is what matters. It's going to do far more than that. So I want to thank all of those who are brave enough to share your stories with all of us. I want to thank all those people that all of us met with for being brave, for coming here, for meeting us and just testifying and giving us your stories. And for all of those who are continuing to struggle in silence, I want you to know that there is no shame in your trials. In our own ways, we all fall. You know, in our Catholic tradition, we look to St. Jude as the patron saint of lost causes, a keeper of those who in society are written off. To me, his guardianship is written into this legislation. There are no lost causes. No one is permanently down. It is about offering a helping hand. This is about opening our hearts. I'm very proud of this legislation, and I am so thankful to my colleagues on both sides of the aisle who came together to put these families and to put these communities first. Thank you. I yield back.
The gentleman from Oregon continues to reserve.